Welcome everybody to the channel. On today's episode, we are playing Marvel Champions once again, and our vendetta against Klaw is going to continue. Peter Parker Spider-Man is going to be seeking some justice against Klaw in a rematch here. I have rejigged the deck a bit, so I'm using a deck list I got on the Marvel Champions DB site. I'll put a link in the description below. But yeah, we are set up and ready to go here. So again, we're doing the underground distribution scenario here. So we've set up for standard difficulty with the Masters of Evil modular loaded in the deck. I've already pulled out the Defense Network side scheme and shuffled it up. So that's going to start with the 3 threat on it. And then we switch over to 1B here. When revealed, discard cards from the encounter deck until a minion is discarded and put that minion in play engaged with the player. Okay, so here we go. Let's start with finding that first minion, Armored Guard again. So the Armored Guard has guard and toughness. So, not stunned, tough. He is tough. That'll be all right if he started with stun, but I do not know of a minion that starts with stunned. So, all right, so let's draw our initial hand of 6 cards here. A couple allies in hand right off the hop. All right. Okay, so let's start with putting Black Cat into play alongside Peter Parker at this point. We're going to put her into play with... we're going to pay for it with the For Justice card as well as the Scientist ability. So as soon as Black Cat enters play, we're going to discard 2 cards. And any that have the intelligence symbol on them we can use, but we were not fortunate there. Okay, so now she's in play. We're going to flip over to Spidey's side, and we can put another ally into play. I keep wanting to call them minions, but they're not. They're allies. I think we ought to put Jessica Jones in play here, and I'm going to pay all 3 of these resources as resources for her. She gets the +1 thwart for each side scheme in play. So Black Cat doesn't get damaged when she attacks, so I'm going to do this first and get rid of this tough status card. And then now I have a choice to make. I can choose to target the Defense Network side scheme, or I can go after the Armored Guard. I think again I'm going to go after that scheme, the side scheme. So Jessica Jones is going to thwart for 2 because she gets an extra when there's a side scheme in play, or she gets 1 extra thwart for each side scheme in play. So she's going to take 2 scheme off. Spidey's going to thwart for 1, so that is again going to get rid of that side scheme right off the hop on the first. But we still have the ally, or the minion against us there, but we're just gonna have to take some damage in the next turn, but that's okay. So that completes the hero phase. We're gonna draw up to 5 cards because we're on the Spidey side. Let's see here, a couple webbed up shooters. No response cards that we can do to the villain as he's going to act, so we'll see what happens here. Okay, so here comes the villain phase. Threat comes down the main scheme. Klaw's going to attack. Spidey's going to take it as damage, so the attack initiates against Spidey, and I draw a card. Klaw is going to do... Oh, wow. He's going to do 0 damage, but 2 weapon runners are going to get on the board here due to their boost abilities. So wow, okay, so that escalated quickly, but at least he didn't take any damage. So now we draw an encounter card. So let's see what we get. Shadow of the Past. Wow. Okay. Wow. We're off to a great start here. So we're going to reveal the set aside minion. I'm going to put him over there, and the whatchamacallit, the side scheme of the minion, of the nemesis that is, and then we're going to shuffle these cards into the deck. So let's just do something like this, put those all through, and then we're still going to shuffle it up. But Wow, okay, so we're not even through the first round, and we've got 4 minions on the board. So, we're gonna have to do something about that, because that's not great. I'm not gonna lie. Hang on, am I jumping ahead here? I think I'm jumping ahead. We still have to reveal or deal with some of the attacks of these minions. Because those two came down as the boost cards from Klaw's attack. Okay, so I'm going to deal with that in 2 shakes here. Let's just get this all shuffled up. So let's just kind of backtrack a little bit here. So Armored Guard still needs to make an attack, and Spidey's going to take that as a single damage. So he will take that, and now the weapons runners as well. So Spidey's going to actually take both attacks from the weapons runners. So he'll take 3 hit points worth of damage, and then after that the encounter card would have come down. Then Vulture comes down, and Vulture has Quick Strike. After this minion engages your hero, it attacks. So that means that Spidey could take all 3 damage, or we can sacrifice one of our minions. I'm more tempted to take it as damage, even though that sucks a lot. 1, 2, and 3. And then see if I can take out some of these minions on my turn. So particularly Vulture, because he's doing 3 attack each time. That's the same amount of attack as all these other guys do together. Okay, so that completes the villain phase. And now we're on to the hero phase. See, Avengers Mansion last time around, I focused on getting that on the board, but I think it was much to my detriment because that didn't pan out well for me. I kept cards in hand turn to turn, and I think that that ultimately, well, I don't know if it cost me the game, but it certainly didn't do me any good. So I'm going to attach a Spider Tracer to one of these minions. No, to the Vulture. So I'm going to attach a Spider Tracer to Vulture. I'm going to pay for it with Avengers Mansion. And then I'm going to attack with Jessica Jones. She's going to take a hit point of damage and do 2 hit points of damage to Vulture. He has 4 hit points, and Spidey's going to attack for 2 and finish off the Vulture. So then I'll take the Spider Tracer back here. Vulture goes away. And the Spider Tracer allows me to remove 3 threat from a scheme, and we are taking care of this. Oh, dang. Oh, I was supposed to have placed a random card from my hand face down there. Let's back it up a little bit. I'm going to temporarily add this to my hand and then shuffle and then see if I end up discarding it. If I do, I'm not going to be able to get the 3 threat off that side scheme. So let's see what happens here. Okay, so of my hand, I've also had Avengers Mansion in there too. Okay. I hate it when I make little screw-ups like that, because it kind of impacts the game and kind of makes either the win cheapened or the loss feels worse. Okay, so I did end up discarding, or no, not discarding. I put that on that card. So then let's retrace our steps here. So I spent the Avengers Mansion as a resource. I had put the Spider Tracer on Vulture. I soundly defeated him with these 2 guys. So now I'm going to remove the 3 threat from the side scheme based on that Spider Tracer. And then when defeated, return each face down card to its owner's hand. So I get that right back, and this goes away, which is nice. Okay, so now what? I've got a first aid, which would be handy actually to heal up Jessica Jones there. So you know what? Let's do that. So we're going to actually spend one of our spider web shooters on first aid, and we're going to heal 2 damage to any character. And on the other hand, Spidey is getting a little low on health. You know, I'm gonna heal up Spidey, so he's gonna go up to 6. I'm gonna chump block her on the next turn, and I'm gonna use this to spend on this Spider Tracer. So let's just move things up a little bit here, and a Spider Tracer is gonna go into play. I'll put 3 tokens on it, so I can use those as resources in future turns. Save up for a rainy day. Now I still do have a Black Cat attack I can do, so I'm going to attack for 1 with her, and I'm going to attack, I guess really either one doesn't make too much of a difference. I'm going to take a damage off of Armored Guard so I can take him out with Spidey next turn. And that's my turn, I believe. I ran out of things to do and cards in my hand, so now I'll draw up to 5 cards again. Oh, there's Nick. Enhance Spider Sense and First Aid. Enhance Hero Interrupt. When a Treachery card is revealed, when the encounter deck cancel its 1 revealed effects. So that might come in handy in a sec, depending on how bad the encounter card is. So let's ready ourselves and see what happens here. So first thing first is Klaw's going to attack, and yeah, I'm going to block with Jessica Jones. So she's going to take 1. 1 hit point worth of damage, but it's enough to cause her to get knocked out. So that takes care of her. Spidey got an attack against him, so he's going to draw a card. Energy, happy to see that for later. Now, the minions are going to attack. I think Spidey's going to take all three hits there. So 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. They each have 1 attack each. Okay, so Spidey's a little low on health. Maybe I can get an Aunt May out in a little bit, hopefully. And now an encounter card is going to come down, and it is this awful card that was so annoying last game. It's the Sonic Converter, which is going to stun me when he successfully makes damage against me. So yeah, I'm gonna have to think about that. Okay, so let's start our next turn here. Okay, so what I'd like to do is I'm going to first attack with Spider-Man to get rid of the Armored Guard. Because I can't even attack Klaw with the Armored Guard around. Now I still have these 2 rotten guys here. I'm going to attack with Black... Oh, wait. Do I have anything in hand that's going to... Not really, hey? Okay. So I'm going to attack with Black Cat. She's going to do... no, she's going to do A damage. I'll pick on that guy. And I'm going to get... Ooh, Nick Fury. Do I want to do Nick Fury? Maybe I can draw some decent cards from him, because he can take out one of... Yeah, I'm going to put Nick Fury... No, it makes more sense for me to put Daredevil into play, because I got the Power of Justice, and I'll use up this energy card to pay all 4 resources for him. He is going to... He is going to... What is he going to do? He's going to... I could thwart. Okay, I'm going to do that. He's going to thwart for 2. But he's only going to take 1 out. But he's also going to do a damage to a minion. So he's going to take out this weapons runner. So now we just have the 1 minion engaged with us, which is better than none. And we're then going to use our... Enhanced Spider Sense to play First Aid. We're going to recover 2 hit points on Spider-Man. So he is half health now. I still have my web shooter, but yeah, that's okay. I'll save that. I'm going to hang on to Nick Fury, as he is super handy, and I still have a spot on my deck for for another ally. So let's draw up to 5. 5, 2 swinging web kicks. I know I feel like I so heavily rely on these cards, but they are so good, doing 8 damage to an enemy. So, okay, so that's my my hero phase. We're going to ready up the team, and first thing first is threat comes down to the main scheme. Klaw's going to attack for a base of 1, and if he does damage, he's going to stun. And as much as the risk is there, I'm still going to take it as Spider-Man to block it. Does that make sense? Yeah, I hope so. But it really depends. If I get too many boost icons here, I'm going to regret this. But let's see. Wow. Okay, 3. No, 4. Oh, plus the 1. Okay, so he's going to 1 damage is going to steep through, and this the boost on this is if the activation deals damage to your hero, exhaust him. Well, he's exhausted anyways because he's blocking. So that means I'm taking 1 damage, and I'm getting stunned thanks to that super lovely ability, that Sonic Converter. Okay, so Spidey got stunned in the process. I did get attacked, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so I draw the extra card for the attack, the Helicarrier, and the weapons runner is going to attack. I'm going to take it as a damage, take down to 3, Deja Vu, and now the villain's going to scheme, and the card here is the Treachery. When revealed as the hero, Klaw attacks you. If this attack deals damage, place 1 threat on the main scheme. Cool. Okay. So he's going to attack me, and I think this time around, because my health is getting low, I'm going to actually block it with Black Cat. So let's see what happens here. So he's going to attack. Oh, and you know what, actually? Klaw attacks you. Spidey's ability is when the villain initiates an attack against you, draw a card. He's initiating another attack against me. There's no limits on 1 per turn, so I'm going to draw another card. And he initiated the attack against me. And now I declare. Ooh, now I declare if I'm going to defend and who I'm going to defend with. And I'm going to say I'm not going to have Black Cat defend it because this kind of changes things. So he's going to attack Spider-Man, and he's going to do 1. Okay. If this activation deals damage to a friendly character, stun that character. But he does 1 damage to Spider-Man. And the original Treachery card was, if this attack deals damage, place 1 threat on the main scheme. And you know what? I think I'm okay with that. I'm going to get an extra threat on the main scheme and take the damage as Spider-Man and save that backflip card as a resource for my next turn. I think that's the way I'm going to go. Okay, so now it's the hero phase again, and we can Daredevil can thwart for 2, right? Thwart for 2. He will take a damage and also damage the weapons runner. Black Cat's going to attack the weapons runner and take him out. So that takes care of the minions that were on deck. Oh yeah, I did block with Spidey, so that's why he's exhausted right now. So I can't even... okay, so I'm going to play this endurance upgrade, and I'm going to exhaust my web shooter to play it. And now play under any player's control, maximum player, you get +3 hit points, which I am happy about. So I've got 13 maximum hit points, 5 out of 13 currently. And I don't have to exhaust that or anything. Okay, so I need one of each resource. So I need here's a backflip. I'm going to spend a swing web kick because I realize if I hang on to these too long, then I just end up really negatively impacting myself for the rest of the game. And if I spend this to get rid of that, it means that I'll have these 3 cards and I can't do anything with them. Shoot. Because I think the last game things went poorly for me because I spent too many turns not doing enough with my cards that were in my hand. So, and I don't want to fall into that same trap again. Ugh, but these are all fairly high cost cards too. Spidey is stunned. To be careful of the hero actions. Okay, so for Justice is for sure one I probably don't need. Not at this particular juncture. Okay, so if I back that up, so if I have, okay, this will work. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to spend these 3 cards to get rid of the Sonic Converter, because that is a massive thorn in my side. I'm going to switch to alter ego mode, and I'm going to spend 1, 2, 3 resources because I'm using the scientist ability for the extra resource. I'm going to install a helicarrier. So now I get a free resource every turn. So I think that's the best I can do as far as using up all my cards this turn. So that will do it for this turn. So I'm going to ready everything, and I'm going to draw 6 cards this time around. So 1, oh, there's Emmy, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So yeah, so a couple new cards from the deck rebuild. Attach the main scheme, increase the target value of the main scheme by 4, which is super handy. Just kind of extends things from bad things going sideways. This one is a card from the Black Widow deck. Any amount of threat that would be placed in the main scheme, discard this and prevent 3 of that threat. That would be handy to have out right now when I'm in alter ego mode, but no dice. So that's okay. Okay, so first thing is threat comes down to the main scheme. Next thing is Klaw is going to scheme. He has a base value of 2 for his scheming, and he'll just do 2. So that's 3 on the main scheme currently. Now a encounter card will come down, and it is Radioactive Man. So Radioactive Man engages with Spider-Man, even though I can't see him right now because I'm Peter Parker, but that's okay. And that is the end of the villain phase. So now it is the hero phase. First thing I'm going to do is Aunt May is going to join the fray here, and I'm going to use this scientist resource to put her on the deck. I'm going to exhaust her to heal 4 damage. So Spidey goes up to 9. And again, that's 9 out of 13 thanks to my endurance. I could recover another 3, but I'm not going to do that. I've already used his inbuilt resource. So now I'm going to switch over back to Spider-Man. He's still stunned. I'm going to attack to get rid of the stun, because that's another mistake I made last time, is I thought I could use a attack card, but I can't. It's an attack, and when you're stunned you can't. So I should have actually even been more worse for the wear last time, even though it was not a good time. Why is my web shooter exhausted? I don't believe that should be exhausted right now. I'll review that after, but I'm pretty sure it shouldn't have been exhausted, and that should be available for me. I've only used it once, and that was last turn, to install one of these 2 cards, I think. So, okay. So let's see here. That's handy. Oh yeah, I gotta do that. Yeah. Power of Justice to install this surveillance, under surveillance, putting in surveillance van on the main scheme. So that's going to delay the main scheme from reaching its goal by 4. So now it actually has to reach 10 threat in total. So then what else am I going to do? I can do a swinging web kick. Okay, well, let's start with... yeah, because I can take out Radioactive Man now that I'm not stunned. So why don't I do that? So let's say I'm going to use the Helicarrier and my Web Shooter as 2 resources. And as the third, I will use this Heroic Intuition. And I'm going to play Swinging Web Kick. And I'm going to take out Radioactive Man. So he can't do any bad stuff to me. I'm then going to... I'm going to... You know what? I've given myself a little bit of extra breathing room here on the main scheme. So I'm going to attack with Daredevil for that. And he's going to do 2 attack to Klaw. And then Black Cat's going to do a further 1 damage. So now he's down to 9 hit points. I've got this 1 card in hand. When any amount of threat would be placed in the main scheme, you know what? I'm gonna discard that one and draw up. I can ready all my cards now and draw up to 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Getting pretty low on the draw deck there. Got a backflip, but thankfully he doesn't have the Sonic Converter anymore. So that is nice, and my hit points are in a much better place. So okay, so villain phase, 1 threat comes on the main scheme, so it's up to 4 out of 10. Klaw is going to attack. I'm going to take the attack now that there's no ability for me, or no possibility of me getting stunned from that. So I'm going to draw 2 cards. Okay. So I actually take 0 damage from this. But the boost ability is if this activation deals damage to a friendly character, stun that character. That doesn't happen. And exhaust each ally you control. So is what it is, but at least I didn't take any damage. Didn't get stunned. So I can at least go into the next turn a little bit, not worse for wear at least. So far. I just said that, and then I realized I didn't draw an encounter card. What's the encounter card? Another Masters of Evil minion, of course. So Whirlwind is joining the excitement here. But this is... Maybe I'm just fooling myself when I say this is okay, but maybe this is okay. He's going to, when Whirlwind attacks you, also resolve... his attack against each other hero. These are allies, so not heroes. Okay. So that's more for multiplayer, not solo. Okay. Well, what should we do here? We could... Okay. Let's put Interrogation Room on the deck. We're going to spend Backflip to pay for it. Ooh. Okay. Okay. Yeah, okay. I'm good with this. Okay. So what we're going to do is play 2 Justice cards, I think. So first, how did I have that in my head here? We're going to play Concussive Blow, and we're going to pay for it with these 2 cards. 2 Intelligence and 1, or Genius and 1 Strength resource. So 3 resources, one of them being a Strength, because that's important, because hero action, attack, confuse an enemy. If you paid for this card using a Strength resource, you can deal 3 damage to that enemy. So we're going to confuse Klaw, so he cannot scheme. We're going to do 3 damage to him because we paid for it with a Strength resource. So that takes him down to 6. So that resolves that. And What we're also going to do is play for justice. And we're going to pay for 4 justice. We're going to remove 3 threat from a scheme. And we're going to pay for it with the helicarrier and the last tick off my web shooter here. And remove 3 threat from a scheme. 4 instead if you paid for this using an intelligence resource. I don't believe that wild resources count. It needs to actually be physically printed. I'll look that up after, but that's how I'm going to approach this one. So I'm going to take off 3 threat off the side scheme there, or the main scheme, that is. Villain's confused. And I'm going to flip. Oh, no, not yet. I'm going to attack for 2, and I'm going to do 2 damage onto Whirlwind. And then I'm going to flip over to Spidey, or to Peter Parker, and I'm going to exhaust Aunt May right away so that I recover 4 hit points. This is actually going to take me up to my max hit points of 13. That is a nice card, Endurance. And that then is everything I can do this turn. So I'm going to ready all my deck here, my loadout, and draw 6 cards. 1, 2, encounter card, and we're going to shuffle up, and we're going to draw the 6 more cards that I need. Villain's going to do some scheming next. Well, he would do some scheming if he wasn't confused, which is partially why I flipped over at this point in time. Okay, I feel better about this than I did last time I played, just because last time things did not go smoothly for me. I felt under the gun the whole game through, pretty much. So, okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And let's see what happens here. Okay, so I got my hand. All right. Villain phase. 1 threat on the main scheme. Villain's going to scheme, but he's confused, so he loses his confused status, and I get to discard that. Whirlwind's going to scheme for 1, which that will go over there. An encounter card is going to get drawn in addition to the one I had to draw because my player deck exhausted. Masters of Mayhem. When revealed, each Masters of Evil minion attacks the hero it is engaged with. If no attacks were made this way, search the encounter deck and discard pile for Masters of Evil minion, put it in play, engage with you, then shuffle the encounter deck. Now that's interesting because each Masters of Evil minion attacks the hero it is engaged with. I am engaged with the Masters of Evil minion, but I'm in alter ego mode. So he can't attack. So is it because he can't attack? And generally the rule of this game is whatever benefits you the least is what you're going to do. So I'm going to take this to mean that I need to search the deck for another one of these dudes and put him into play against me. And I'm going to just pick Tiger Shark because he's the first one I saw. And generally, as far as Masters of Evil minions go, I think, maybe I'm being silly saying this, but I think he's less of a pain in the neck than the rest of them. But yeah, we'll just see. Maybe I have to eat my words. But anyways, getting low on the encounter deck as well. Oh, and I forgot a card there. Just slide that in, whatever that is. Okay, so Tiger Shark has joined the fray. Watch, this will be another minion. Okay. When revealed alter ego, Klaw heals 4 damage. Well, I did take him down a little bit, so he goes up again, up to 10. But at least I didn't get Surge and some other bad stuff happening. Okay. All right. So I am Peter Parker. I am full health. And it's my turn. What's my turn going to be? I can get another... I could get Jessica Jones on deck. That's an option. I could do a concussive blow to confuse him again. Tiger Shark deals 3 damage. And after he attacks, he gets a tough status card. I'm not a big fan of that. I think I should get rid of these minions. I think that should be my priority here. Oh, I'm a fool. I should have used Enhanced Spider Sense to get rid of some of this bad stuff from happening. Oh, well, that was my own foolish mistake for not looking closely at my deck of cards when it was my turn. Okay, Swinging Web Kick costs 3 resources, and so I can get 1 from here, and then I'll need 2 in hand. And then would that still be enough to do something else that's cool, like, or at least do something? Yeah. Okay. I think I've mathed this out in my head, although I've never been very good at math. So I'm going to put Jessica Jones into play. I'm going to pay for her with Webbed Up and for Justice. And so she comes into play because I'm paying for her with these 2 cards and Spidey's or Peter Parker's Scientist ability. Now I'm going to flip over to Spider-Man's side. I'm going to attack for 2 with Jessica Jones. 1, 2. She's going to take a damage. I'm going to attack with Spider-Man for 2, and that's going to take care of Whirlwind. So that gets rid of him. Now I'm going to exhaust Interrogation Room. After you defeat a minion, exhaust to remove 1 threat from a scheme. So I'm going to remove the 1 threat that's there. I'm going to now play a Swinging Web Kick, and I'm going to pay for it with these 2 plus my Helicarrier. And the Swinging Web Kick is going to target Tiger Shark, because I really don't like him being around here, causing me so much trouble. So that takes care of Tiger Shark. Now I still have 2 minions, or 2 allies rather, that can do some stuff here. So Black Cat can attack. So I'm gonna thwart with Daredevil, and it's going to take 2 threat off and do a damage to an enemy. So he's going to do that, but in that attack he takes his final point of damage and gets knocked out. So he goes bye-bye. Black Cat is going to attack to do 1 further damage to the villain, and that's everything I can do. So now let's ready up and draw back up to 5 cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Got a backflip. Okay. All right. So now the villain phase starts. Threat comes down on the main scheme. Villain's going to attack. Spider-Man's going to take the damage on the chin. It's going to do 1, 2, 3 damage to Spider-Man. In the process, his Spider Sense gives him another card, which he'll add to my hand. Now an encounter card is going to come down, and it is Sonic Manipulation. When revealed as a hero, take 2 damage, and Klaw heals 2 damage. All right. So he goes up to 10, and I take 2 damage. 1, 2. Now let's just see. This is not an attack, so I don't get to draw a card, unfortunately. But that's okay. So I think I feel like I made it relatively unscathed through that. So now it is the player phase again. And what to do. Confuse an enemy if you pay for this with deal 3 damage to the enemy. That is handy. I like that because it just means that when I flip to Alter Ego, I'm not going to get just absolutely screwed on the scheme, on the threat rather, on the main scheme. I'm going to do concussive blow, and I'm going to pay for it with the power of justice and my helicarrier. And I'm going to no, not with the helicarrier. Instead, I'm going to use up my backflip because it's a strength resource. And so I'm going to do a concussive blow. I'm going to confuse Klaw once more. And because I paid for the strength resource, I'm going to do 3 damage to him, which is down to 7. Okay. I'm going to attack with Jessica Jones to do 2 damage. 1 and 2. She took a damage. Black Cat's going to attack for 1. She takes no damage. Spidey's going to attack for 2 damage. So now he's down to 2 hit points. And I'm going to use first aid. I'm going to pay for it with this For Justice card. And I'm going to heal 2 damage from any ally or hero. So I'm going to heal up Jessica Jones. So now she's at full health again. All right. I feel good about that. I still have a resource technically and this energy card. I'm going to keep this energy card in hand and draw up to 5. And I'm going to ready everything. All right. Okay. Villain's going to... threat comes down to the main scheme. Villain's going to attack. Spidey's going to take the attack for 1, 2, 3. 3 hit points worth of damage. 1, 2, and 3. Down to 5. Villain encounter card's going to come down. Sonic Boom. When revealed, either spend those resources or exhaust each character I control. Oh, I don't have a strength resource in hand. Oh, he attacked me. He attacked me, and I should have drawn a card, and it's not a strength resource. Okay, that's going to complicate things. But I'm a smart man. I'm going to play Enhanced Spider Sense. Hero Interrupt. When a Treachery card is revealed from the encounter deck, cancel its when revealed effects. I'm going to pay for that with this Spider Tracer and make this go away. Ha! Oh, that feels good. Oh, I like that. Okay, 4 cards in hand, but at least I'm not all exhausted. Hero phase is going to start. So what am I going to do? I have a few options. I am going to do something. Avengers Mansion, which is nice, but I feel like it's such a heavy, it's such an expensive card. I'm actually going to get Nick Fury on the board. So I'm going to spend these 4 resources to put Nick Fury into play. He is going to allow me to maybe draw 3 cards or deal 4 damage. You know what? Let's just back up a sec. Before I get ahead of myself there, let's figure something out here. First, I'm going to attack with Jessica Jones. She's going to get a damage and do 2 damage to the villain. He goes down to 0, and we've completed his first phase. What's going to happen here? Klaw, phase 1 goes away. When revealed, search the encounter deck and discard pile for the Immortal Klaw side scheme and put it into the encounter, or in the whatchamacallit. The main part there. I should shuffle that because... All right, so it's not in there. It's in the discard pile. Immortal Klaw, where are you? Immortal Klaw. Okay. I guess I don't really have to shuffle this because it's all discard, and I'll have to go through it later. Okay, so this means that Klaw is going to get plus 10 hit points. So he starts with 18 on phase 2. So he actually gets 28 while the scheme's in play. So but once I remove the scheme, then he'll go back down to his regular amount of hit points. Okay, so that took care of phase 1. So now we're on to phase 2. Now I'm putting Nick Fury into play, and I'm going to spend these resources to put him into play. What's going to happen is I have no cards in hand anymore. So I could focus. I could just really hit him, but I need to get rid of that in order to get rid of those extra 10 hit points. He can thwart for 2. So I'm going to draw 3 cards. 1, 2, 3. Okay, so swinging web kick, counterintelligence, and webbed up. He's going to thwart for 2. He'll take a damage, even though he disappears at the end of his turn anyways. He's going to take 2 threat off of there. Black Cat's going to thwart for 1, so she actually takes a damage when she thwarts. This will remove the Immortal Claw side scheme and bring Claw's hit points back down to 18, which is still max hit points, but it's better than nothing. I'm going to use my Helicarrier and these 2 resources to hit him hard with the swinging web kick. So I'm going to do 8 damage to bring him down to 10, and then Spidey is going to attack him for 2, bringing him down to 8. 8 hit points left. And that's all I can do. Spidey's got 5 hit points right now. I'm going to flip over to Peter Parker's side, exhaust Aunt May to heal up to 9 hit points. And that's the end of my turn. So I'm going to ready all of my group here and draw 6 cards now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And let's see what we got here. Another swinging web kick. Ooh, I like that. I like this. I don't want to jinx myself, but I feel good about this. Villain phase. 1 threat comes down on the main scheme. Villain schemes, doesn't. He's confused. Confused goes away. And counter card comes down. Counter card is the villain schemes. So the villain schemes, base scheme of 2 and 2. So 2 more threat come down on the main scheme. So 1 and 2. So it's 5 on the main scheme. I have a maximum of 10. That is the end of the villain phase. I'm going to start my turn here, and let's use Aunt May to heal up 1, 2, 3, 4 up to max hit points. Pete can flip over into Spider. Oh, Nick Fury went away. He only is out for 1 turn anyways. And now he's got exactly 8 hit points left, and would you look at that? 1, 2. Let's even overpay for it. Strength and genius to play a swinging web kick, and oh, that feels good. Oh, that feels so good after last time where I just felt like I was just getting hammered. But that defeats Klaw. Klaw is no more, and Spidey was able to save the day. Yeah, I feel much better about that game this time around. Some of these extra cards I feel really did help. Love the endurance to give me that extra hit point, few hit points. Yeah, and some of it is just card draw. I mean, well, mind you, Vulture came out to play, and thankfully we're able to deal with him. So yeah, okay. Well, that was good. I felt good about that. I hope you guys enjoyed it. And yeah, we'll leave it there. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you next time. Cheers.